Hey there everybody, it's TJ with Crooked River Creations. Doing some wood burning today. A couple examples of what the end use will be. You got a nice part here. This is all sanded down a little bit smoother. This one's a little bit rougher, just gives you a little bit different look. You can do 1, 2, 3 coats if you like. Just changes all the different perspectives for you. Here's one that I just did, similar to the one I'm gonna set up here. Just got a nice kind of burnt corky looking feel to it. Polylate and it'll be good to go. So you need to make sure your wood project is completely done, ready to go, finished, final sanding before you start on this, otherwise you could have some issues. You can do a couple different things. You can mask off with different tapes. You have to experiment with those because some of them will burn a little bit, melt to the wood. You got to do a lot of finish work sanding them to clean them up. I'm going to show you a little bit easier, simpler technique. May have a little bit of burn over, but still looks pretty good at the end of the day. Just gotta have a couple putty knives, normal drywall tape knives. I'm using the Hodgdon H110 gunpowder. And then a simple broom to brush it off, and some sort of lighter. So what you do is open it up first. Make sure you're in a well-lit area or well-ventilated area, high ceilings. Just dump it on real good. I'm gonna be pretty liberal with it. You don't want to come up short and then not looking as good. Just kind of smooth it out, tap it down. Get it mixed around there a little bit. Flatten it out. Put a little bit more on. Get it closer to the edges. And this is pretty fine and it'll bounce a lot on you. So it'll spill over the sides, but it's easy to clean up with the knives. You can use the smaller knives to get it, to bring it in pretty easily. Also can use it to pat it down a little bit. And again, this all is trial and error. The more you pat it down, thinner it gets, you get a little bit different texture. You put it on nice and thick, that will give you yet a different texture. But again, at $30, $20 a pound, $40 a pound on your gunpowder, can get expensive the more you put down. It's a little bit tedious to do this. You just gotta keep tapping it down. There's some other techniques that I've seen too, but this one seems to work the best for me. Just get pretty close. And I'm just using the edge of the wood pattern that seams there as my guide. You can always put down templates, put letters in, designs. And that's all up to your personal preference. I put letters in for people's family name. Put letters in for little kids, numbers, like ABC 1, 2, 3 would be pretty neat. You slide that in, it cleans up really easy. Just gotta make sure you're not digging into the wood at all, but you should have, like I said, a nice smooth surface to start with. Should just glide right along there with no issues. And the other interesting thing is you always want to play with the different types of species of wood. Because cherry will burn different than maple, which will burn different than mahogany. This right here is all brown maple. And again, you don't have to be perfect with it until that end part. And it's okay to have a little burning over as well, because as you know, everything's custom. It's gonna just give it a little bit more of a unique look. With this long edge here, stand it up. You can also do this here where you just keep it at 30 to 45 degree angle. Makes it easier on you. And just kind of tap it down and it'll push it right up to that edge for you. Make a nice clean edge. And again, this can get really tedious, so apologize, the video takes a little longer than you'd expect, but it's just to let you know what you're in for. And again, if you're going to do a lot of these, be good to have a laser cut templates if you're going to do similar patterns all the time, or your letters. You can go to your craft store and get galvanized pieces, so you can always have that pattern. It's really easy to throw those down, or have squares, rectangles, circles, whatever you're doing for your design, and make it super fast. But since I'm doing this project custom, couldn't really go with any traditional templates that I would use. Just about done here. Got it cleaned up pretty good. Again, you touch this a little bit, try not to breathe on it because it will blow all over the place on you. And if you do get a couple pieces that are stragglers, not a big deal. You can always just sand it off, dust a little with some 220 or higher grit sandpaper. That's about ready to go. Wipe off the excess little pieces here, just little granules. I'll get a nice clean edge there. We're ready to go. Obviously, put the cap back on and get that out of the way. Always good to have your safety glass down. Use a barbecue lighter. Double check it, make sure you're all nice and clean. Just hit a corner, stand back, and let it go. You'll get a little bit of dust in the air as well. That's just the gunpowder lighting up a little ash. Nothing to worry there. It does get pretty intense if you're standing close with the heat. Nothing that you can't take, but obviously don't put your head over it. Simple as that. It's pretty much done there. And it's pretty cool to the touch already. Still got some dust floating around. That's all right. Gonna take a look at that there. Just take a brush, broom, whatever, nice and light. Just kind of brush it off, and then you'll get a unique design. And you can always touch it up if you want. Like I said, give it a little extra love, There you go. Again, it's TJ. Thanks for watching. Follow and like if you like it again.